Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, and in today's video, P.S. I hope that you've all properly digested the blog. What I want to talk about today, though, is about power cores. I want to talk about all of the things that you're going to need power cores for, which I'm sure if you read the blog or if you watch my video, that you'll know is super, super important. Not only right now, it still is actually, but also upcoming for Monday's Spy Game event, and then the following week on that Monday is the Claws of Fury event. All three of these ongoing things require power cores. Power cores. Did I say corn? In one way or another. And it's really important to understand what's most important to you. For all of the events coming up and the rewards, the amount of Black Panther currency, the event currency that you're going to be getting out of these events, it's really important to understand and acknowledge your limitations depending on how many cores that you may have. Now, please don't look up to the side because, yes, I do have a lot, so this isn't a problem for me, but it may be a problem for some of you. So we're going to try and navigate that, basically, and hopefully by the end of this video, you have a good understanding of what you're going to be saving your power cores for. So if you're ready to go, let's boil this down. Oh my god, there I am, and of course there's an offer pop-up, as there always is. So, as of recording this video, we still have a little bit of time left on the Commander's Cash event. This is where I'm currently at with mine. I'm pretty much almost to the point where I need the event item, which is 19.5 million, so I need to spend a little bit more gold. I'm not really spending a lot of power cores on this. I also don't need that 5 red Okoye, so I don't know if I'm going to be going any further than this. Originally, I was thinking maybe I would try and get the top 1% and get the 5 red Black Panther 1M, and then I was pulling Red Star Orbs, basic Red Star Orbs for the 10 times Dark Promotion credits, and I ended up getting a 4 red Black Panther. So doesn't really matter anymore too much for me. Like, I'm not super bothered by that because I didn't spend on him, so I'm not going to get any more than that anyways. So I'm just going to be crossing this threshold here probably at 19.5 million, which I'll probably just do with gold. So I'll be saving my power cores there. Some other instances where you might want to spend your power cores would be if Dark Beast gets released over this weekend. I'm unsure if that's going to happen or not. If he gets released next week, then even better. Then you can, have an excuse to use your power cores for week 3 spy games with Dark Beast out. Sorry. And so that will give you a reason to double dip. And that's basically what I've been wanting to do is with all my power cores that I have, I've been looking for a good reason to double dip my power core so that I could spend it, get some milestone points, whether it was for this one or for the next one, and also be able to get something on the side. That would be great. So we'll see. If Dark Beast does come out over the weekend, I would imagine that the core orb typically is available for at least like 3 days, usually longer. We don't know what his official release is going to be. It could be the December month long, and so therefore his orb could be active for a fair bit of time in case you want to double dip with that. So we'll see if that comes to pass anyways. And so I just wanted to cover this one really quick for you guys and just let you know where you can spend your power cores if you so need to, finish up this before Monday. And then the other thing that I want to talk about as well is it's related obviously to the upcoming Spy Games event is the event campaign for Nakia, the Dogs of War. Now, this one's a bit of a weird one. Like, I'm going to be doing this in more detail both tomorrow and on Monday. Sunday is going to be the Spy Games official math breakdown video, and then Monday I'm going to be breaking down Dogs of War in terms of the total shards. If you're looking to get a particular amount of star levels on Nakia, I have all the information available, and we can go over basically how many cores that you would need to spend if you want to get a certain amount of star rank on Nakia with the change up to the structure, because there actually has been a fair bit of shakeup to the structure of the event campaign on all of the difficulties in terms of the payouts, in terms of the orb fragments, in terms of the orb content as well, actually. So they did end up changing, and I'm almost 90% sure that the numbers have changed internally on the covert orb, which is the event orb, compared to previous ones. The estimated value of this orb is down about 10%, I'm pretty sure, which I believe was like 5.4 before, and I was estimating about 4.9 thereabouts. So don't buy these orbs is basically the end point. I think these cores for the orb will go away because you do get milestone points for opening these, and I highly doubt it's going to be available after Monday, because then you'd be able to double dip for power core spending and for opening covert orbs, which is part of the milestone for spy games, so I don't think that's going to be a thing. For the rest of it, though, I do want to kind of take a look at the blog post again. There was so much here, but I want to specifically kind of look out in terms of the events and where you're going to be using your power cores and whether or not that has value for you. So where you get value for the power cores, and I'm going to just open this in another tab, is really this Spy Games milestone. Yeah, okay, so you get 10 points. It's right here at the bottom. Unfortunately, it's cut off. My frame always cuts off the very bottom part unless I zoom out a little bit, and then you can eventually see it, but it's super hard to read anyways if you're watching this on something. So you get 10 points per power core, and really like the endpoint, again, we're not going to be going into huge detail here because we'll be doing that again tomorrow, but 58,500 points for the razor sharp claws. You know, if you wanted to, for example, just, you know, spend power cores to get there, which, you know, you don't need to do because there's 2 other milestones that funnel into this one, but hypothetically, if really that's all you wanted to do and you wanted to ignore the rest of it, because there's 2 other milestones, basically the event campaign milestone, which involves covert orb fragment farming, and then the other one is blitzing. So I don't know, if you just really want to ignore those portions and you just wanted to do this, how many power cores would you need to spend? 5,850. Which actually, it is a lot, and it isn't. So if you're like me and you're wanting to double dip for Dark Beast, then I could easily get this by unlocking Dark Beast with power cores, and then I wouldn't even have to, or I wouldn't have to bother, / I wouldn't have to care about the other milestones because I'd already have completed it with this one. So that would be good for me, not necessarily good for everyone else. I don't know how many people are saving their cores for Dark Beast's core orb, because that's what I've been doing. I think I've talked about this in a handful of videos, so it really depends on what you're sitting at. And so this is where you kind of need to understand, are you going to be spending a lot of power cores on this week 3 Spy Games event? Or when we roll over into the following Monday, when we get to week 4, Claws of Fury, which requires collecting power cores. And that's an important distinction. And so depending on how many power cores that you have in your roster, in your game, you might need to make a conscious decision by Monday whether or not you're going to be saving your mail. Now, this one's probably going to expire before the following Monday, so I'm going to have to claim this. But the reason why I kept it there was just to show you guys that starting Monday or Tuesday, depending on your time zone, is when you're going to be wanting to save your arena rank reward, your payout, so that you can collect this for week 4's event, which is Claws of Fury, because that's only going to be cores that you collect or buy or whatever, right? You know, and claim. That's the only way that you're going to get power cores, and you don't get points for spending. That's just specifically right now with Commander's Cash and for week 3 with Spy Games. So I just want to make that distinction there. Something I want to talk about really quickly as well is actually the amount of daily power cores that you would typically get. So this is something that I had written down for October's Future Shock, and I have copy and pasted this elsewhere where it's relevant. But basically, you get 50 power cores daily from the High Roller milestone. So that's just your gold spending. You get 25 daily from your energy milestone. It's actually 50 over 2 days, but it's essentially 25 daily. And then you get 50 from your daily objectives. So you get 125 outside of Arena every single day. And then Arena adds on anywhere from like 50 to, you know, like 500, I guess, if you're performing really well. I would say the average, though, is around, if you're in the top 50, you get, I think it's 250 for a payout, I believe. Not 200. I think 200 is top 100. I'd have to double check again. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. So this is kind of like the range of power cores that you're getting. So you kind of need to, like, where are you at? If you're power core poor right now, you might need to start you might not be able to save much for week 4's event. But the reason why I brought up this, not this calendar, so this is my subtotal chart for November. Some of you guys may have seen this before, but what value is attached to week 3 and week 4's event? In terms of the month-long currency points, it's really important to understand this distinction as well. So week 3, which is Spy Games, I didn't add this, week 3 Spy Games, and then week 4 Claws of Fury. So 60,000 points for week 3's Spy Game item, and then 100,000 for week 4 Claws of Fury. Now, the other points that you're getting from this, you're getting about 13,000 points from the regular milestones from Spy Games, so that plus the 60,000, that's 73,000 points for the month-long event for week 3, and then for week 4's event, you're actually getting 31,500 plus 100,000 for a whopping total of 131,500. Almost, not quite, almost double the amount the Spy Games is worth. So if you asked me where would I use my cores, I would save. If you can, if you're able to do so, I would save your cores from Monday onwards in your Arena inbox so that you can collect it and open it on week 4 to give you an advantage for that milestone, because the overall value of the event items from that is, you know, if you had to choose, is going to be worth way more on week 4 than it's going to be worth on week 3. The total amount of event score points is just, it gets dwarfed by the final week. And so you want to make sure that you get as far as possible on that event as you can. And so this is kind of a public service announcement in some cases about power cores, because I'm not going to have time to do videos on this before Monday, because like I said, tomorrow is going to be the Spy Games math. Monday is going to be the actual Dogs of War event campaign math. And so there's a lot of videos that I have upcoming, and I won't really have time to do another public service announcement. Now, finally, I just want to kind of go back over the week 4's event and just show you what I'm talking about here. Is once we get down there, let's zoom in a little bit as well. Is this one, the Battle Scars milestone. They call it the Claws of Fury event, but the main milestone is called Battle Scars. And so you get points for spending campaign energy and collect Nakia's rings, which is a convoluted way of them saying that there's additional milestone points in the other 2 feeder milestones, the Powerful Paws and the Roar of Wakanda. Now, the Power Core specifically, this kicks in here in the Powerful Paws milestone. So collect Power Cores to rake in Nakia's rings, more Vibranium meteorites, and some other crap. And if you open this up and expand upon it, then you'll see that this is the milestone points. I can zoom out one, I guess. Maybe I can't. Anyways, so this column here that you can see behind my head, essentially that's the total amount of power cores that you need to spend to get the Nakia's rings, to get the Vibranium meteorite. So ideally, you want to get to milestone 9 here at 2480, which gets you all this Nakia's rings, but it also gives you the 6,000 Vibranium meteorites. The rest of the stuff is kind of bonus. So how do you get 2480? Well, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So you need to get 2480 power cores over 7 days. So if I open up my calculator and I did 2480 divided by 7, that's about 354 cores a day. If we go back to my previous chart, then you know that you get about 125 just from playing the game, right? Doing your regular stuff, and then the rest that you would have to get from Arena. Except there's a couple of other instances where you will be getting power cores during this period of time. Not a lot, but it may help go towards it. So day 30 of the November calendar, which I believe we will get. As of recording this is being recorded on Saturday. And so I think that there is enough time, 12 days. We still have 2 weeks. I think that the final event is going to roll over into December. So you may get some power cores there. I don't know if you do. Maybe the 75, day 3 of December might roll over onto that event. So you'll either get 250 or like 325 extra power cores to go towards this Powerful Paws milestone. Also, they did mention that down below here, there's going to be a free daily claim of power cores during week 4. Now, I don't know what that's going to be worth, so take it for what you will, but that will reduce the amount of numbers that you need to get, the amount of cores that you need to collect for this. So 2480 becomes drastically reduced if you also save your power cores in your inbox, or at least some of it. That way you can use it towards this event. The stuff that you get from your login calendar, and also from the daily free claim. So hopefully all of this will help reduce the total amount of power cores and alleviate the pressure on, this number here. If you're not super performing very well in Arena, if you're not in the top 100, and you're not getting a ton of your Arena power cores daily, then this is a way that you can make up for that, and that might help you get through. But I just really wanted to help people understand, what are you using your power cores for? Are you on Commander's Cache? You're probably already done that, so it doesn't really matter. But are you going to be using it on Spy Games? I'm running the wrong month now. Spy Games, which is spending the power cores, or are you going to be saving your inbox for week 4, the Claws of Fury, which you need to collect power cores. You don't need to spend them, you just need to obtain them. One other thing to note is that currently we're, I normally do an update here with the subtotal. We're not at 500,000 yet, and I'm a bit confused as to why. So I don't, that to me suggests that there's going to be some more stuff to claim over the next 2 weeks. We had a free claim Friday instance on November 18th on the Friday of the blog, worth 37.50. So it's highly possible that we will get some more along the way. I'm pretty sure my math numbers are right here, but yeah, there is a deficit currently of 33.50, and usually we're net positive by at least like 10 to 15,000. So it looks like we're missing some numbers here, and hopefully we'll be getting some more of the vibranium meteorites along the way over the course of the next 2 weeks. So that's all I've come here to say, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and really start thinking about what you're going to be using your power cores on. Are you going to be using on spy games? Are you going to be using on the Nakia's event campaign to get more shards for her if you care about that? Or are you going to be saving come Monday for Claws of Fury and week 4's event, which is worth a lot of vibranium meteorites? So do keep that in mind. That's the end of this video, and until next time, stay safe and healthy. I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.